Hey YouTube, Jarvisbiker here. New Year's Eve 2020. And it is 6:39 p.m. We got about 5.5 hours to New Year's. So I just wanted to come on and thank everybody. We made it over 100 subscribers this year. I wanted to thank everybody for sticking with me, and we had quite a few events. And saying all that, let's get to the videos. So the Allison tractor fire was our first big event of the rides for 2020. Saw smoke miles away. Sped up a little bit to try to catch up, see what was going on. As I got into the main corridor of the town, the fire department was just rolling out to the scene, so I followed way behind to keep out of the way, but so we could get a good look at what was going on. Basically just a farm tractor caught fire and burned right to the ground. So hey there YouTube, Jarvisbiker here, coming in to you from the music room. After that, we got into May. We had a full week of snow. Bit of an update. Delayed the riding time by 7 days at least. I wasn't a happy camper. But it's been we did the best. We made a video in the music room and told everybody that we were going to be making more videos. So but the plan this weekend was that I was going to change the tire. It was not a good week for us after being down for the whole winter. Then we got the drone, and we got into making some videos around this area. We got a battle of the high winds. We went to Kincardine later on with the Superman Kev 2001. I did a little aerial video of his bike and his cousin's bike, and had a really good day. I got to see a little bit of the sights along Lake Huron, and we really enjoyed ourselves. Hopefully we'll get back again. Some more drone shots up in the Norfolk area around the windmills. Got some really good shots of the bike and the local scenery up that way. It was a very good video for me for being about the second or third time I'd used the drone. So I'm starting to get on to the settings of the camera and how to make it right. So. And then our nightly rides with the princess, and a couple of times we had Nick with us for a ride on his Harley Sportster.
Yep.
And
okay, we're good.
Plug me back in.
Yep.
Isn't she cute? She doesn't like the technology because it's always screwing up. So then it was off to the forks of the Credit River with the riding group, boys and their toys. We did a little ride up along the route. It's a very short route, but there's a lot of twisties and a couple of little restaurants there. Had some good food right during the early shutdown of COVID. A lot of people not too happy with the rules, but we made out okay. Then we were off to Northern Ontario with the riding group. There was 7 of us. This is the Little Current Swivel Bridge. This thing's like 100 years old, and it spins out of the way of the boats and then spins back to let the cars and motorcycles go over. It's about the most treacherous, dangerous looking thing you've ever driven across in your life, but it works and it got us there. So we did an 8-day run all over the Georgian Bay area, Thessalon, Timmins, Sudbury, back down. Took us a full week and an extra day. Stopped at a few Harley dealers on the way to look at all their nice new machines, and the scenery was fantastic. Nothing that you would ever expect was there is there. It's the most scenic, beautiful landscape that I've seen around, other than going to the Alps or something like that, to see the rock formations jutting out of the ground and the high hills and switchbacks. It's quite a place to see, and I'm glad we went. And plan is to take the princess there in the spring and let her see what I saw. So thanks to my riding group for inviting me along and letting me be a member, and hope to do more this year. Then we get into our little animal friends. Friday the 13th, 2020, November. As you can see, we were riding along nice and calm, and then all of a sudden, there he is. Little doe. So, don't know why I slowed down, but just that thing that you just automatically do, and you don't know why you do it. Well, that was one of the places. So this little girl ran the stop sign and almost took me out. She did get stopped right at the edge of the pavement, but Jarvisbiker was on the binders that day for sure. I wasn't a happy camper either, and I let her know. Okay, these birds. I don't know what they are or where they came from, but my God, they're huge.
Thought it was in Jurassic Park there.
Interesting little place, and it was a 3-time hit. It was those birds. Just a few hundred yards down the road, there was another bird. Just about hit the windshield. It's coming up right here, right after the bump. There he is, right in front of the window. And pauses. There he is. Now he's trying to get out of my way. The next one, here he is. That's about 6 inches from the windshield. He just about didn't make it, but good flying on his part.
Holy cow.
He saved himself.
Look at all that.
Then we were on the Lakeshore Road, Lake Erie. We came across a congregation of Canada
thousands
geese.
Of them.
I had never seen that many geese in one spot in my life.
What the hell?
And
I've never seen that
interesting
before.
to see, but probably never see it
Must
again.
Be getting warmed up, ready to.
I don't expect to ever
head on
come across
south.
them in that amount ever again.
Their gathering point.
But
now,
it was a beautiful sight. It was a little loud.
Is a tiny lady, and we rode rain-free.
We did a ride to Port Carling, and it was the day after I'd installed the foot pads for the princess, so that we could extend her riding time on the bike. These pads were a huge success. I don't know how other people with the same problem, how they've probably given up riding because they couldn't stand the long trips. So it was a success. Then we're off to visit Superman Kev 2001. Rode up to Listowel, met up with Kev. We took a ride up to Kincardine, right up by the lighthouse along Lake Huron, and did a little photo op with the drone and took a few photos of everything, and a nice ride along the lake. He took me, because he knew that I'd been along the lakeshore, Lake Erie. He thought that I'd be interested in the Lake Huron lakeshore, which I was, and very beautiful spot, and I thank him greatly for the friendship and for the putting up with me for a day. So
It'll probably change once we
like
get
to
rolling.
say that he's one of the best moto vloggers in the country, and quite the gentleman as well. I'm very pleased that I took the time to go and hunt him down and track him down like a dog, which I did. Kind of did a little bit of stalking. So sorry about that, Kev. Needed to be done. So we spent the day. After this little photo shoot, we rode along the lakeshore back to Kincardine downtown. Went to a fish and chips place there along the water, and had a great meal, great service, and ended the day with a nice ride home. Are you gonna do the intro?
No.
Sure you do. Just go Jarvisbiker.
Jarvisbiker.
There you go. We got hot wired suit for the Princess, which was an extreme success other than the first time out when we blew a fuse. Not knowing that the battery tender line that I used only had a 7.5 amp fuse instead of a 12 amp. So that's all fixed and everything works good.
I don't think it's going.
You want to go in?
There's nobody here.
Well, maybe you can get a job.
It won't do that.
All right, let's get a look at you here. Wonder if it blew a fuse.
Because I tried to put the jacket on. The jacket was on large, and I tried to put it on medium for the pants.
Uh-oh. Now what? And there was the day driving around Norfolk County and came upon this accident, so pretty hard hit. Two pickup trucks met at a two-way stop, so I think the white truck had the right of way, so. How's it going? Big hit. Somebody didn't wait. Alright, we just filled up at the local Jarvis gas station. And oh, we got the law. Then we did the 500-mile in 12-hour challenge. Harley Day rider.
Okay, so
Had
93,939.
put out a
first fill
blanket challenge
started
to
the trip.
all comers.
Pond.
And
I think they got
I
a
took
little
up
rain
the-
last night.
I took up the challenge,
Holy!
and I did a route
Schmoly.
from
Somebody unplugged the
Simcoe,
drain.
Ontario to Kingston, Ontario, and back in 7.5 hours. Don't do the math. Yeah. It was a fun trip. Long Distance Riders Association, they gave me a plaque, a couple of patches, and some stickers, a pin. They put your profile up on their website. Yeah, that was a good challenge and good way to learn how to do the iron butt, do a 500 mile first. Get to know what you're going to have to put up with. Then we did a tour of the Niagara Parkway on the Canadian side. Basically, you travel the Niagara River shoreline from Fort Erie, Ontario, right through past Niagara Falls over to Niagara on the lake. It's a beautiful run. Very popular spot for tourists and holidayers. It's a beautiful sight. You need to ride it at least once.
Years ago. Cursing at her, and he steps back and he slaps her in the head, and I'm like, hey dude, one more time.
Then we take a ride to
So
Aylmer,
he's like,
Ontario
"F you,"
for dinner,
getting
and we
on to
end
me,
up
right? He
breaking
started
up a
coming towards
domestic
me, and then he
dispute.
kinda looked me up and down. I
Young
was a
guy
little
was
bigger than him, but
beating
he
up
was
his
a little
girlfriend,
crazier,
and
so I
Jarvis
wasn't
Biker
too
had to
sure
step
how that
in,
was gonna
and
turn out, but I wasn't backing
it turned out
down.
okay, but it was pretty close to being
Pants on,
not
or is it
okay.
that
So
I'd stay
we got
clear.
out
Now
of
I got my
Dodge as
wife
soon as we
watching
got
me
the
from
girl away
behind,
safe.
and this
So
young girl, like, with the look of pleading
do
in her
that,
eyes
boys.
to
That's a bad
get
thing.
this guy off of her.
So then, as everybody knows, I fell and broke my foot 7 weeks ago. And we're on the mend, and it's getting better, but it was a hell of a fall. And we recreated it, so everybody got the gist. And there I go. There's no better feeling than getting that cast cut off your foot. I don't care what anybody says. That's the best thing that you could ever have happen to you. They are the most uncomfortable thing you'll ever have.
That's where the brake is right here.
So that's 2020 all wrapped up in a ball for you. Hope you enjoy it. We'll look forward to 2021. Hopefully we get things moving a little bit so that we can travel a little bit better, have a little bit more fun, do some better videos. So from now on out, Happy New Year. All the best in 2021. This is Jarvisbiker saying good night. Good night.